Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. When you enter your financial information into a website, do you ever stop and think about how safe it is? If you don't, you probably should. Rates of cybercrime, attempt, and financial fraud have skyrocketed this year due to COVID-19. And it's important to be aware of these things because if you haven't been hit with an attempt to steal your information, you may be hit soon. Darlene Mavens from Arvis Bank is here to talk to us about how to protect ourselves from these crimes. Now, Darlene, what kind of scams are happening right now trying to take people's information?
Well, right now there are a few classics out there and some new ones. Phishing is one of the more prevalent crimes that are out there right now. And what hackers are doing is they can send you a text message or an email, and they're basically trying to get customers' information or to get you to click onto a link so that you can go to an unsecure site and input your personal information. And then from there, they can collect all your information and possibly connect to your bank accounts and personal credit card and financial information.
Definitely, and that's definitely not the best case scenario at all. What sort of things do we need to keep in mind to protect our financial information these days?
Well, you should never submit your information or social security number on a website that you're not familiar with. You should always look for the padlock at the top of your URL to make sure that it is a safe and secure site. Make sure you're using reputable websites as well. And never use public Wi-Fi services. If you're going to access any of your bank information or your financial information, make sure you are on a Wi-Fi network that is secure or your own personal network. When you are on public sites, you do open yourself up to possible scams and hackers if you do that.
And more these days, just due to the convenience of not having to drive down to the bank a lot of times, but people are using online banking more and more these days. How do we keep our online bank accounts safe from the hackers out there?
Well, you should create a password that's secure and it's relatively difficult to access using special characters, case-sensitive words, just things that aren't easy to access is the first step. Make sure you keep that at a secure location. Don't leave it out where other people can reach that as well. That's a good way to protect your financial information, and update your passwords on a regular basis so you're not using the same password for an extended period of time. So those are just some steps that you can use to try to keep your financial information more private and secure.
Now, if, say for instance, I received a text message saying something or other and I'd follow a link, give my information and think afterwards, wow, I think I might have been part of a scam. What do you do at this point? You realize that you've given your information over to someone who you don't really think they might have been who they were, and now you're concerned. What do you do now?
Well, first you should contact your financial institution and let them know that you may have possibly had some fraud on your account or had a breach of your financial information. From then, they probably have safety protocols in place that they can offer to you. Also, think about monitoring your information online, just making sure that you are looking through your statements, making sure that the charges that you see are indeed your charges and not fraudulent charges. And from there, if you know your debit card has been breached or your account information has been breached, of course, let your financial institution know, and they will help you with getting all of that information sorted out for you.
Now, I like to check my statements almost every day. Every time I make a transaction with my debit card or my credit card, I'm always there checking just to make sure everything is right where it should be. How often would you recommend people go in and check just to make sure everything is as it should be in regards to your statements and accounts?
Well, everyone's a little different. Some people are on their online banking on a regular intervals every other hour. And then there's some that check it periodically, and maybe they keep a checkbook register, which I'm sure is rare nowadays. But the important thing is just to make sure that you have a timely way of looking at your accounts. You at least can set up alerts on your mobile apps or your online apps to send out notifications to you via text message of your balance, or every time a transaction is completed on your card, it'll send you a notification. So that might help to keep from having to access your account repeatedly just to look over everything, if you set up those notifications to help you monitor the activity that's on your account. So the important thing is just to find a method that works well for you and whatever your schedule, your needs are.
And how common is it for customers that you all have to, maybe fall into a cybercrime attack of one way or another?
It's more common than people might think. The banks are secure. We have departments that will notify our customers if we see fraudulent activity online. We have precautions in place to hold those transactions until we are able to talk to our customers. There are also ways for you to protect yourself. There's so much going on out there right now. We do have customers that are receiving text messages from supposedly CEOs, or even the royal family in the United Kingdom, and asking for money or to send over their financial information to set up charitable contributions. So whenever you get something, even if it's in the mail and it seems questionable, the most important thing is to reach out to your financial institution, and we will do the legwork for you to see if it is reputable or if it is indeed a scam or fraud.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume that the royal family is not going to be contacting me for any reason. So if I get that, I'm just going to assume it's probably some fraud. Darlin Mavens, yeah.
Surprise.
Darlin Mavens from Arvest Bank. Darlin, thanks for coming on the show once again.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ozarks Tonight right after this.